hope you're all very well, and we have a movie review for you today, and it's a film called The Owners. Please, if you're new to this little channel, push that subscribe on, push the bell notification, all these little movie review vlogs, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, quizzes, even quizzes on here as well. So please push that subscribe button and bell notification. Let your friends know we're here as well. And if you're into football, as I say, I do support my local team, Manchester City, and I do little vlogs on that as well, on City Past and City Present. So if you know anyone or you're interested in yourself, please check out the playlist. Right, The Owners, 92 minutes. This has caused a bit of consternation when I've been looking through all the reviews on this one. It's a home invasion horror thriller, adapted apparently from the graphic novel Une Nuit de Pleine Lune. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. I do have a French lady who works with me. I should have run it by her first, shouldn't I? By Herman and Eves H. So it's based on that graphic novel. Directed by Julius Berg. That's his Julius Berg. His debut, directorial debut. So that's interesting. Stars Maisie Williams. And we've got an old Doctor Who. We've got Sylvester McCoy in this one. And Rita Tushingham, quite well known to British UK watchers, and perhaps not so well known outside of the UK. Jake Curran, Ian Kenny and Andrew Ellis. What's it about? Well, it's a group of friends think they have found the perfect easy score. An empty house with a safe full of cash. We've heard this before, haven't we, in different films. But when the elderly couple that lives there returns early, the tables are suddenly turned. As a deadly game of cat and mouse ensues, the would-be thieves must fight to save themselves from a nightmare they could never have imagined unless you watch some other films that have a similar theme, perhaps, over the last few years. Rotten Tomatoes, 58%, not a total disaster. It's getting 15 fresh and 11 rotten reviews with an overall rating of 5.93 out of 10. So just below that magical 6 out of 10, which makes a movie watchable, doesn't it? The audience, well, they didn't quite like it. I don't know, is a Rotten Tomatoes audience mainly USA based? I'm not too sure. I'll explain that a little bit later to you. It's 19% based on just 26 reviews, so it's not a lot of audience reviews anyway, so it's just 19%. Internet Movie Database, not fantastic again, only 4.7 out of 10. It's averaging based on 1192 ratings left as I'm recording this on the 11th of September 2020. Yeah, some of the comments on Internet Movie Database from the users, Joe Public, you and me. Starts well but goes nowhere fast. I think it's the opposite. I think it starts poorly and improves a little bit. But I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to give my little thoughts. Other comments, so much better than people are giving it credit for. One of the worst horror movies I've seen in a long time, couldn't wait for it to end. Well, just turn it off. You don't have to wait for it to end. If you don't like it, just turn it off and do something else. I never understood that. I mean, sometimes I watch, obviously my fiancée, we watch films, and we sort of get on a film and sort of umming and ahhing, and I said, well, it doesn't matter, does it? If you don't like it after 10 minutes, we can turn it off and put something else on. It's no big deal. Anyway, we'll carry on with this. An innovative horror story. Well, I think that's pushing it a little bit, innovative. I think that's taking the mick there a little bit. Hollywood did this millions of times and Brits didn't add anything. Well, again, I'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, I mean, Hollywood, yeah, they have done this millions of times, but not quite the same sort of style, in my opinion, but I'll expand on that. Uneven and with many missteps, but engaging throughout, yes. So there you go, that's a positive. Poor acting, poor set pieces, nonsense story, just so bad. Maisie Williams kills it, great movie. Yeah, very lame. There's another one. This is the British version of Don't Breathe. We'll come back to that as well, only not as good. I love Maisie Williams, her acting was great, but there is nothing unique about this movie at all. No, I must say, I mean, most of the critique there, I absolutely 100% agree with. It's all been done before. But my little movie game nostalgia thoughts, I'm going to explain why I don't quite agree with the low scores and with that critique. For a start, I mean, obviously we've got some B-list UK-based actors, but it's always great. I think Maisie Williams has stated there, does a great job, and it's nice to see Sylvester McCoy. I wasn't his biggest fan of as Doctor Who, but it's nice to see him. And again, Rita Tushingham, who's quite well known to us Brits, but obviously nice to see her again in something, although it wasn't the greatest performance. But again, it's a British-based thing, so you do get a bit of a mishmash of quality of performers, to be honest with you. There's no doubt in my mind that this would appeal more to a UK audience than a US, and obviously looking at some of those reviews, I think a lot of them are US based. I don't think I'm far wrong with that. As Brits, we would perhaps give the mishmash of acting talent a little bit more leeway, and I think we do. I think we're a bit kinder, although we do watch some American stuff. The acting is absolutely dreadful, but I think we're a bit kinder to our own. We sort of forgive it just a little bit more, and there's nothing wrong in the US being critical. That's absolutely spot on. It's fair enough. I mean, it's been compared to Don't Breathe, and I'll be absolutely honest. As a put together film, Don't Breathe, in my opinion, is probably a better film. It's obviously 3 to 4 years on, so we've had enough time perhaps to forget Don't Breathe. And let's face it, Don't Breathe is a better polished offering. But this version, it's quirky, and at times it is a silly British offering, and it is that sort of quirky, silly horror offering that we do okay on. And I think it appeals, as unlike many of the US-based stuff of this genre, you know that it's not taking itself too seriously either. This is the thing with the Americans; it's very hard to make fun of themselves, I think, and they do make the odd film where they do it quite successfully. But I think us Brits are a bit more into that, and obviously, I don't think we're quite taking it serious. We're not taking it serious as we're watching it. And if Maisie and McCoy hadn't been in it, perhaps I might not have thought it was as good. But I think, to be honest with you, Maisie Williams carries the thing from a viewing point of view, and does certainly help me watch it anyway. I think I thought she was going to play a bit of a bit part at the start, but she didn't, which was great. And Sylvester McCoy improves as it goes along. He's a bit wooden at times, but he does improve. I mean, I think it's aimed at an older audience as well. Things like Don't Breathe aren't aimed at an older audience. I think this is aimed at a more older audience than the usual sort of teen, early 20s market that perhaps the US equivalents do pamper to. It's all about getting people watching, isn't it? It's the big book is what's important more perhaps in the US than it is in Britain. And it's aimed, to me, this is aimed at British people who are raised on Hammer Horror and TV stuff like the Tales of the Unexpected. I mean, there's so much rubbish in that Tales of the Unexpected, but it's just something you have to watch. It's just that quirky British thing. And there's always the odd good one, you know, of every 4 or 5 Tales of the Unexpected that were soon forgotten, there was always one cracking one that came along. So I think when you've been brought up on Hammer Horror like I have, and Tales of the Unexpected on TV, so anyone who likes, or let's face it, you don't have to be British, if you like the quirky type of British horror thriller, I think you've got a chance with this one. I say it's not one of the best, of course it isn't one of the best, but I mean, it's totally forgettable, formulated stuff in theory, but it is quite entertaining for an hour and a half, even though it is soon forgotten again. I mean, I'm not going to say it's wonderful and fantastic, but I think it just does offer that little bit of something that the UK horror thrillers do that perhaps the American ones struggle to offer. To me personally, anyway, as I said, from an older watcher as well. I think the style, distinguishes the owners from its genre counterparts. I think it's done for a little bit of fun. And obviously, to compare it to Don't Breathe, I think is what you'd automatically do, but I don't think it is comparable to Don't Breathe. As I said, I think it's a bit more tongue-in-cheek, certainly, than Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe was quite serious, and I quite enjoyed Don't Breathe. I thought it was quite a good film. So, my little rating, on the basis that I'm British and that I like Tales of the Unexpected, and I don't mind a silly film, and if it sort of has some good gory bits in it, has some nice bits, and I'm not going to say I fully concentrated on it for an hour and a half. I might have just checked a couple of messages on my phone and did other things, but I'm gonna give it a solid watchable rating. Certainly for British viewers who like Hammer House of Horror and quirky British horrors with silly actors who some can act, some can't. So if you're quite willing to put up with that, which is a lot, isn't it? I'm going to give it a solid 6 out of 10, which is my basic watchable rating for a movie. And please, as I said, I certainly wouldn't expect you to be, to think, oh, this is the worst load of rubbish I've ever seen. That's absolutely no doubt. I don't suppose I'm going to be joined by many who totally agree with me, but I think I've tried to point out there it is for a different style. It's a different style. It's for a different type of watcher, I think, and it's a bit more for us old UK guys who remember such things, as I said, of the stuff I've mentioned earlier. Certainly the Hammer House, so the sort of more tongue-in-cheek Hammer House of horrors as well, not the straightforward horror ones as well. Yeah, so I'm going 6 out of 10. The poster, yeah, I mean, it's Maisie Williams, isn't it? With carrying a lethal weapon. So what can you not like about that? Does what it says on the tin. So I'm going to give the poster 6 out of 10 as well, which is okay. I'm going to make it a draw today between the poster and the film. And if you get to watch this and you do manage to watch it without turning off after 10 minutes, because you can turn it off. You have to watch it till the end. You can turn it off, but believe me, I did actually think it started slowly. It does actually get a little bit better. So I'm saying I wouldn't heartily go into someone and say, oh, you've got to watch this film, but it has its moments. Put it that way, as a quirky British horror thriller that won't live long in the memory, but it's okay. So yeah, please let me know in your comments what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links now that are on screen. I follow and friend everyone back on Facebook and Twitter, so I do check every couple of days. So I post a lot of stuff on there. I thought when I saw the reviews for this, I'd be posting a little review on Twitter actually for this rather than a vlog. But I thought it's worth doing a vlog on because, as I say, there's some criticism. I just wanted to come up with some sort of answers as far as the UK viewpoint is concerned. Please, if you check my little website as well, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 2000 board games, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for that. Please, until we meet again, please, all I can ask is you stay safe, everyone. Whatever you're going to do the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other. Until we meet again, another little movie review or a TV drama review or an information or even a quiz. Please look after yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.